Hey guys, Jhub here, and today I wanted to make this little bit of video about Call of Duty Ghost. I've got a lot of time played in it, and you may have noticed recently that on Twitter there's, I'd like to say, more people not happy with the game as there usually is when a Call of Duty first launches. There's a lot of things that I've noticed in the game, and I'm not going to try to complain in this video. I want to try to point out the things that probably, if they were changed, would make the game much better. So I'm going to go ahead and list that. First of all, starting off, something that Black Ops 2 did great: Ghost. It wasn't going to work for you if you were not moving. It has reverted back to the way it was in Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 3. Off the grid, you are literally off the grid no matter what you do. You can lay down in a bush and you're still off the radar. I do not agree with that at all. I understand it was good for rushing in Black Ops 2, but it really is unfair for basically everybody who's just trying to play the game without being shot in the back because some guy is either in a corner or he's laying in a bush. So I would love to see if they took off the grid and reverted it back to how it was in Black Ops 2, to where you have to have a certain amount of momentum and speed for it to be activated. Next is the guard dog. Now, the guard dog stays alive until it is killed, but there is some problems with it that, at least in my opinion, that it could use some, I guess, nerfing or changes to it. Sniping wise, I'll bring up this situation. I was playing earlier in a game and I sniped a guy across the map and he had a guard dog. The guard dog ran across the entire map and killed me by climbing over every structure. And I think that it would be more fair that if he got a guard dog, that if I killed him, that the guard dog died with him. I think that'd be more fair, because right now it is alive until it is killed. It isn't as easy to kill either. It takes 2 sniper shots, I would like to say, or I think Drifter said at one point it has like 300, 400 health, something like that, and it can be difficult to kill depending on which weapon you're using, where you're at on the map, even if you have enough ammo to kill it. Because I've seen a lot of footage of the guard dog too. There was one gameplay I watched where the guard dog climbed up a truck and got on top of it and killed a guy. And you can't climb up the front of the truck as a physical character. You playing the game, you can't climb the front of the truck, but the dog could. So I think in that manner it is kind of broken, and that the guard dog needs to be nerfed quite a bit. And moving on, the next issue I see is the spawns. I kept saying in Black Ops 2 and previous videos that if they made the maps bigger, the spawns should be fixed and there shouldn't be a problem, but for some reason the spawns are still very, very hectic and crazy. I actually have a gameplay of me dying, I would like to say 5 times, in relatively about 7 to 8 seconds, because every time I spawned it was instant death for me. I couldn't even walk 3 feet, and I have that footage, and I don't know what is wrong with the spawn system at this point. The maps are huge, and I love the size of the maps, don't get me wrong. I like to be able to breathe. I always like the Afghan size maps, like from Modern Warfare 2. Afghan, I love the map, and the size of the map was awesome. But the fact that the maps are that big, and yet the spawn system is still spawning people behind each other in their back pocket. The revenge spawn system from Modern Warfare 3 exists. It hasn't changed at all. It's exactly the same. A lot of people were mentioning like how the maps are set up and there's just so many pathing you could take to get from one area to the other, but that shouldn't be a problem if they're as big as they are. And I would like to say that most of the maps are the size of a Ray from Black Ops 1. I think that would be fair to say. They are very big. Sometimes you can run around for 20 to 30 seconds and not find somebody, but then you can run around for 20 to 30 seconds, and when the first person you do find is in the kill cam when he shoots you in the back, and then you spawn and you get shot immediately because there's something else going on. I've seen on the minimap as we were playing, there's like a huge chunk of area on the map where nobody is at, and each team is spawning in just like a third of the map non-stop and just spawning behind one another, killing one another in that whole area, rather than trying to spread it out, giving people room to breathe. I know they're trying to stick to the model of we need to have action every like 3 to 5 seconds, but spawning on each other is just, it's hectic and it is very frustrating. Moving along, support. I have not seen a problem with it other than 1 or 2 things, namely the Oracle. I had a couple games ago. I was doing fairly well. I was on a decent streak and having a little bit of fun for once, and someone on the enemy team popped an Oracle And the guy didn't even have to find me. He simply just looked at the wall and shot through and killed me. I don't know if that's because bullet penetration is as high as it is. The walls are easy to shoot through. I really don't understand, but he didn't even have to find me. He just looked at the wall, shot me through the wall, and then continued going because of that Oracle. And I even had off the grid. I think I was on an 18 streak. I was in Specialist. I had off the grid and things to keep me out of sight. I don't know what counters Oracle, and I really don't know at the moment. I heard maybe it was Blind Eye, but I had Blind Eye on. That's what confused me. He saw me through the wall when I had the perks that were supposed to counter it. So I think that needs to be changed a little bit too, whether off the grid automatically keeps you off the Oracle. I hope that the Oracle doesn't show everybody no matter what, because it seems like it is, even if they're running off the grid. So if that is the case, I would like to see that change. The guns kill very, very fast. I would like to say faster than MW2 UMP with stopping power. There are situations where I'm getting a 1 bullet death, and I don't know if that's lag or if that's the frame rate. And speaking of frame rate, I have noticed that we're not even getting near 60 FPS. The reason why there's no ground wars in this game is because the console can't handle it. I'm hoping the Xbox One turns everything around, because right now Ghost needs a lot of critiquing to get it to the point where it's good. I mean, right now, and I know this sounds horrible, and I know that the whole cycle is we complain usually in February when the games comes out and we've got a lot of playtime. But this is like 24 hours, not even 24 hours after the game has been released, and there's a lot of issues in it that should have been worked out before the game was even released or in the day one patch that I don't understand how they're still in the game. Black Ops 2 had a lot of things correct, and they had a lot of things wrong. But it seems like all the things that were good about Black Ops 2 and that should have stayed in Ghost was completely removed, and I don't understand why. Like I said, Ghost slash off the grid slash whatever you want to call it, it was good in Black Ops 2. In this game, it's like they didn't even try to fix it or try to change it. Danger Close is back. That has not even started yet, and I am worried because there's a lot of launchers. You can put launchers on your gun, then you can have a secondary launcher, and you can have C4, you can have grenades, and then you can have Danger Close, and that's just a lot of explosives. And people haven't got to the point where they've unlocked all that yet, but I'm very worried for when that's coming up, that's going to be a pretty big issue. But right now, that's all I can think of. A lot of the lag is frame rate more than it is actual connection lag, which is quite concerning because Call of Duty prides themselves on 60 FPS. So hopefully they will get that fixed soon enough. I was playing a game with Drifter where we were freezing every 15 seconds, it felt like, and at like 24, 20, 18 FPS the rest of the time, and we literally could not do anything. We ended up having to just wait it out and get out of the game, get out of that lobby, and just, we didn't know what happened. We didn't know if it was the lobby, if it was the people in it, or if it was just the console having a heart attack or something. But it couldn't hold, and it was on whiteout, and that was the first time it got that bad. I had a couple instances where it'd freeze every so often, but this was a whole different ball game. And the fact they took out the ping bars and they don't even give us a ping kind of worries me. I don't know if that means that they're expecting to get it worse and they don't want us to see it, so we complain about it, or what. But the fact that it's gone and the scoreboard is probably one of the worst scoreboards we've had in Call of Duty. But that's really the stuff I'm worried about right now. And being that it's not even 24 hours after launch and it has these many issues kind of worries me for where the franchise is heading. Hopefully they turn it around in the next couple days. I really hope they do, because I was really hoping this was going to be a good game. I thought that it was going to be all the good stuff Black Ops 2 did, and it fixed all the bad stuff about Black Ops 2, and it looks like it's starting to take over my #1 spot. I used to say that the order of games bad-wise was Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, but I'm starting to think it's Ghost, Black Ops 1, and it pushes everything down. But let me know down in your comment section below, what is your experience so far, because right now it hasn't been too good for me, and my friends, I haven't had a single person with a positive opinion on this game yet. I had a fun time at GameStop for the midnight release tournament of this. I really did. It was fun, and I expected it to be the exact same when I got home, and it was the exact opposite. So let me know down in the comment section below, what are your current opinions on Ghost so far, because right now, mine aren't too high of the game.